Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we are going to get into the leaf exercise. If I had to attribute one thing to my development and my success and my ability to manifest and create pretty much anything that I want is based on this one exercise. And if I had to give you one bit of advice, on manifestation and learning to control the direction of your attention, just having that power within you to change your inner dialogue, change the images in your mind and your feeling states, and learning how to control and manipulate those feeling states and impress the subconscious mind with that manipulation of your own inner dialogue. This would be the one thing that has helped me tremendously over anything else. This exercise, mastering this one exercise, has taken me from level 3 or level 4 to a level 100, if you were to correlate it that way. But this is the leaf exercise. So we're going to get into this. This is not an intent. I got a lot of questions on this, so I really want to raise this. Some people tell me when they're doing the leaf exercise that kind of feel like it's a daydream, that there's things coming in the visualization that they didn't put there themselves. And I tell them you are controlling this visual scene, and nothing in this visual scene in your imagination should be there unless you allow it, unless you allow that in yourself. All right, so the sound is working. All right, cool. Give me a 1 if the sound's working. Also, let me know how many leaves you have gotten to yourself if you have used this. And if you have not used this exercise, we're going to cover that today. And I put a link in the description for the PDF printout workbook. All right. So that's the very first link in the description. If you don't already have this course, don't already have this PDF, you need to get this. This is going to take you to new heights on your manifestation abilities. And by the time you're done with this exercise and you master this exercise, you're going to be telling everyone about it. You're going to try to get everyone, your family, all of your friends, everyone you know to do this exercise because of the tremendous success that you gained from it. If you don't already have this course, get it right now. I'm telling you, you're going to thank me for a million years. Your entire life will change. If your life isn't exactly the way that you want it right now, there's things that you desire and you can't get. You're having blocks and you can't seem to control your attention. You're reacting to the 3D reality when it contradicts your wish fulfilled. Get this exercise right now. It's in the link in the description, and master this course. Print it out, keep it by your bedside, take it with you, and do it whenever you possibly can until you finish it. The instructions are laid out. We're also going to cover that today. What I want to do in this, I want to lay out the scene for you. I've gotten a lot of questions about the visual scene and how exactly I create it myself when I'm doing it. So I'm going to break that down in this video today, this live. This is not an intentional, this is an intentional, imaginal practice and not a daydream. So when you are creating this visual scene, as described in the PDF, there's nothing in the scene that you didn't create. So there's things coming in, there's birds flying in, or there's people in there that you didn't put in there yourself. You got to take them out because you're in control of your inner world. This is the inner world now, and you're creating this within you. And there's nothing in this scene that you didn't put there yourself, that you didn't intentionally create yourself in the imaginal act. All right, so this exercise is for developing your ability to manifest, create all of your desires or anything into your life. It will help you develop specific parts of the brain to assist you in the process of capturing feeling states and impressing those feeling states with the subconscious mind. All right, this is really important because this is the primary reason why this is so powerful. Because when you develop the specific part of the mind, you will be able to capture feeling states, capture the feeling states for long periods of time, your wish fulfilled, capture those feeling states, carry those into the subconscious realm, and which is going to shift you in the multiverse and bring your manifestations to you. Your assumptions are then going to attract these things to you. You're going to be magnetic when you can capture a feeling state for long periods of time, not react to anything that contradicts that in your 3D world. All right, so this is the primary reason why this exercise is so important. Okay. All right, so find a place. This is the first step. Okay, we're going to cover the first step, but I'm going to break this down how I visualize this too. I want to cover this. Find a place where you will not be disturbed for a little while. Maybe when you first start, do it for 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes, the first time you do it. As you get better, I found myself doing this for hours at a time, trying to master this. But as you do it, it becomes easier, and you'll be able to, you won't get so frustrated with it because your mind is developing. And just like any other muscle, it gets easier as you do it. Close your eyes and imagine yourself walking up to a pond. Okay, this is the beginning of it. This is the way that I do it. When I create my imaginal act, my visualization of the pond in the leaf exercise, okay? I'm walking up, I'm barefoot. I'm walking in, short to maybe like short grass. It's kind of like it's grass, and I can feel the moisture on the bottom of my feet. So I'm walking. There's some condensation built up on the grass, so I can feel the wetness of the grass as I'm walking up to the pond. I'm barefoot because I want to feel everything. I'm feeling everything. I'm creating this feeling as I'm walking up to the pond. Okay, so feel your toes in the short grass. So notice, and then the next thing that I notice while I'm standing is I notice the reflection of the sun on the surface of the water or the pond. That's the next thing that I notice. And then I sit in the grass, sit in a comfortable position. This is all in your imagination. You're doing this visual scene in your imagination. So you want to sit right in front of the pond, and you feel the warmth. And the next part of this is creating this feeling right here. This is a really powerful part of it. It's going to really put you in the scene. You're going to be thinking from it. Okay. So this is designed to also, with your visualization, not think of things, but starting to think, to learn how to develop the mind to think from the event. Okay, you're thinking from it. So when you start creating feelings of the sun on your face, so your feet in the grass, you're seeing things, you're reacting to those things within your space, within your imagination. You're now thinking from it. Okay, now you're inside of it. You're no longer looking out, from the outside looking in. Now you're inside your own movie, right? So that's a big part of this, thinking from it. And it's another part of this exercise that it creates that faculty of your mind. Okay, so feel the warmth of the sun on your face and your skin. The next part of this is you want to create. So you're sitting in the grass. All right, you see the reflection of the sun. You feel the warmth of the sun on your face. Now you create the scenery. Okay. Doesn't have to be in detail, but everything that's in this scene is what you created. Okay, so you just create some trees on both sides. How it would naturally look, in a place if you were to go there in the hologram or the simulation. What would it look like? You're creating this yourself. You see trees on both sides, and you can create some noises. Maybe create some birds. You can hear birds. You can hear crickets. You hear, like the normal sounds that you would hear if you were in the simulation at a place like this. You're designing it. You are the god of this imaginal scene. You're now becoming a creator, because we know the real world is within us. So when we design this, we're learning to design our outside world, from within. Okay. You create some trees on both sides. Don't get too technical with it. Don't overthink that part of it. But the main part of this is, do not allow anything else that you didn't create. So if you're just creating trees, all of a sudden your friend's walking up, or someone comes in the scene saying something to you, or there's something in the scene that you didn't put there, then you need to take that out immediately, because you didn't put that there. And that shows a lack of your own ability to create a visual scene the way that you want it. You're being controlled by outside circumstances coming in. Things are coming in that you didn't create. Take those things out. That's a really good part of this, or a big point to understand about manifestation, is if you aren't in control of this imaginal act, and this imaginal act is in control of you, then you are the servant of your imagination and not the master of your imagination, like Neville Goddard talks about. All right, so you must become the master of your imaginal world, okay? Because the imaginal world is the real world, and that's God at work. So you're taking control of this scene. All right, so the next part of this is you have the sun, you can see the sun. You're not looking at it directly, you just feel the warmth of it. Then you could create whatever colors you want in the sky. The most beautiful sunset, like maybe purplish, orange, pink, whatever colors, red, in the background, with some clouds here and there. But you don't have to get super detailed with this. Just create a scene where it starts to feel real to you. The scene is becoming very, very real to you. You notice that, and the pond is about, let's see. All right, so create the trees on both sides of the water. Now picture a leaf 10 feet out, but 20 feet high, okay? It's a big part of this. I get a lot of questions about this right here. So you're going to be sitting like at the edge of the grass. You got maybe like a foot in front of you, then the water's right there. You got the pond about maybe 2 feet from where you're sitting in front of you. All right, so you create this scene this way. Then you create the leaf, whatever leaf is the most familiar leaf to you. All right, so the one that I use specifically is a maple leaf. It's very familiar. Doesn't matter what leaf you use. That doesn't matter. Whatever's the most familiar to you, and you can create that feeling that it's real to you, okay? So the leaf is in front of you, swaying. You notice it's about 10 feet out and about 20 feet high, okay? So you watch the leaf, and it's swaying left to right or right to left, back and forth, and it's coming down just like this. You're watching it, your imagination. Just watching it in your imagination. Your mind should be on this leaf only. Only. It shouldn't be on anything else but this leaf. So be observant of your thoughts while you're counting these leaves, okay? Your mind drifts at any point. Starts thinking about something you got to do tomorrow or something you do yesterday, or it goes 1,000 miles away, which it can do. It can do, and it will do. You have to catch that and notice when your mind starts to drift. And when it does, you have to start back one. You're counting the leaves. Okay, so the leaf's going to sway maybe 10, 15 times, left to right before it hits the water. Okay, and when it hits the water ripples, like it normally would in the three-dimensional world. If something hit, the water, if the water is still, the water is very still, there's no movement in the water, something hits it, there's going to be a ripple effect, okay? That ripple you're going to create, and it's going to come all the way to the shoreline where you're sitting. As soon as you watch that ripple hit the shoreline, start again on another leaf, right? So you have to the first step is getting to 20 leaves without your mind drifting. When you get to 50, then you are a master meditator. You're going to have complete control of the direction of your attention, and you are going to get to that next level, and you're going to be preaching this at the on the top of the mountains. All your friends, all your family, do this exercise, because from all the exercises that I did, all the books that I read, every exercise that I did, this was the one that really, really took me to that next level, to where I could really start thinking from my imaginal act and stop reacting to things that contradicted my wish fulfilled. And that's, 95% of all the questions that I get is from people that say that they have a problem with reactionary processes. Like they're reacting to things in their three-dimensional world that don't line up or contradict their manifestations or their wish fulfilled. This exercise is what's going to create that facility or the faculty in your mind to where you can control that. Okay, well, you can control what you're reacting to and stay in your wish fulfilled until it comes to you. And will attract that assumption, holding on to that feeling state. It's going to give you that power to attract these to you, to become magnetic. And nothing can sway you, nothing can move you, because you're going to notice right away when your mind starts reacting. It's about present moment awareness, knowing where your thoughts are. When you're reacting to things and you can't control that, that means you don't have control the direction of your attention. Neville Goddard states through most of his books, in order to create the life of your dreams, you have to have a highly concentrated attention developed attention on your wish fulfilled and be able to control those things. Okay. And this is what this exercise is for. All right. Most important, if I had to give you one thing, this would be the exercise. All right. So watch the water ripple to the shoreline, then begin again. If your mind drifts at any point, you have to restart at the beginning. All right. So when you're doing this, say you get to 8 leaves and your mind doesn't drift. You get to the 9th one and all of a sudden you catch yourself, it drifted. You were thinking about washing your car or changing your oil, or what your spouse said to you yesterday, or reacting to something. Your mind's going to go to something and then you have to bring it back and start at 1 again. Okay, you have to get to the first step to get to 20 leaves without your mind drifting and knowing when it's drifting. Okay, so that's going to be another battle. To get through, to get in your mind, take it to that next level. Okay. So important. So important. This is the number one exercise that absolutely, changed my mind, because I didn't realize how uncontrolled my attention was. And the reasons why I went to prison and all this stuff is because I didn't have this control, and I couldn't manifest happiness. Wasn't grateful because my mind was such a mess, and it was controlled by reactionary processes in the 3D world. And I wasn't creating my own world. I was just reacting, and like William Blake said, in Neville Goddard's book, that one of the quotes is, God is a creator and Satan is a reactor, and God is a creator, so when you get control of the attention of your attention, or direction of your attention, you have now become a creator. You're no longer a reactionary person. You're no longer doing Satan's work. You are now doing God's work. Okay. You're now a creator, because Satan is a reactor. He doesn't know how to create. Okay. According to William Blake's quotes. All right. So let's do some Q&A here. I wanted to cover that. I think this is so important. And I got so many requests on that. The leaf exercise. And if you don't have this, if you do not have this, and you are manifesting in any way, and you're into manifestation, you need to get this course. You need to study this. You need to master this one skill, and everything will change for you. Everything will change for you. All the exercises that I've done, this was the one that changed the most, that absolutely took me to that next level. And it was somewhat of a quick process. It was somewhat of a quick process considering everything else that I had tried. This was one of the things that really, really assisted me with not reacting to things that contradicted my wish fulfilled, and finding happiness, finding fulfillment, and being grateful. It's having control of where my mind is, is a big part of this, because if you're reacting to the 3-dimensional world, it means that you're not in control. You're not in control of your mind. You're not in control of your inner dialogue, so to speak, or the images in your mind, the feelings, the things you're impressing into the subconscious. You have to be in control of those things, because even if you do get lucky and manifest something, if you haven't changed that, things are going to happen that are going to try to take that from you, because you haven't changed your concept of yourself. You haven't changed your inner dialogue. So once you change your inner dialogue and you get total control of that, there's nothing that can take anything from you. Even if you lost everything, you would be able to get it back immediately. There's nothing that can slow you down. So, do some Q&A. All right, so let's see here. Good morning from Los Angeles. I did the manifestation overnight money, and I found a $100 bill in the morning yesterday, but it was a fake prop bill. Oh, well, you're getting closer. I would say that's a positive thing. Because that's even more rare, I think, to find that on the ground than a real $100 bill. You found a $100 prop bill? Wow. So I would continue and try to, make the scene more real to you, and master the leaf exercise. That may be a part of it. You're not creating the realness of it within your imaginal act. And that's another aspect of the leaf exercise, is making a scene real to you. So when you're doing your imaginal acts and you're visualizing counting $100 bills, you will be able to have that skill of creating a real event, and nothing else can come in unless you brought it in. And it just really controls that ability. But manifesting with Shawnee, how do you stop the thoughts from taking over the meditation? Repetition. You keep bringing it back. Every time your mind drifts, you bring it back to the leaf. Start focusing on the leaf. You're counting a leaf, and your mind drifts again. Start again. Bring it back. It goes again. Bring it back. Like 70 times 7. It's said in the Bible. 70 repetition. Developing that muscle of the mind. It will pay great dividends once you master this one skill. I'm telling you, if I could give you one piece of advice of all of the things that I've learned over the process of the years, everything my grandfather taught me, everything, the leaf exercise, mastering this one skill, you'll be able to create the life that you want very simply. And everything in life will become more simple. You'll be able to slow time down, be more grateful. You'll be able to handle 10 things at once. You'll be able to run 5 businesses at once because you are in control of your thoughts. You can multitask very simply and be able to focus on one thing, conquer, and have that concentrated attention on one thing, where you can take 1 hour and do 3 weeks worth of work, that a common person would take to do, like a month. 1 hour of concentrated work in one project. When you have this level concentration, you can do 1 hour work, and that's like a month of regular, of having uncontrolled thoughts. 1 hour, you can do so much more. All right, so Carrie Ann, you're getting swole. Yeah, yes, I am actually. I work out pretty consistently, and I visualize that, and I do the mirror techniques, and I'm up to like 265 now. 265. 10% body fat. I've been doing, like my fasted cardio. I love doing it. It makes me feel great. More energy too. The blood circulation, just better cardiovascular conditioning, I think is really important with my belief process, at least. It's just part of the new concept of myself that I developed using the leaf exercise. You will find once you master this one skill that you'll be able to change your concept of yourself. You'll be able to visualize yourself, excuse me, having a certain physique, or having a certain amount of money, running certain businesses, having certain relationships. You will be able to have that control now to change the concept, shift your identity, and be able to really impress the subconscious mind with that. And you'll start to see how quick and how easy manifestation is once you develop this one skill. Controlling the present moment awareness and the direction of attention. Yes, exactly. The leaf exercise. MK, in yesterday's video, you said something about how you observed what happened in your life, making a difference in what happened next, and B, your experience of it. Can you speak more about how? Yes, I'm going to cover this topic. But in this live, I'm just going to do the leaf exercise. But I'm going to cover more of my prison time, of the things that I learned in specific detail. I have those prepared. I think tomorrow I'll do one, Thursday. Doing it live every single week. Also for the gold members, doing one Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, every single Wednesday. So I do cover a little bit more stuff that is not so simply taught in public. So those are more private, for the gold members. That I can discuss more things that are more not so acceptable by YouTube. With YouTube's watching. All right, so Emily Thomas, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us. Really enjoy your content, and I'm trying to apply it as much as possible. All right, so doing the leaf exercise. Good morning from Kansas. Hello, William. I see William, Janice Reed, William Kelly. Good morning from Kansas. Robert Silverback. Hello. Anya Marshall. Maybe a guided repetitive meditation can help with focus and attention more, with the guided voice allowing the listener to focus and attend better. I did create a leaf exercise meditation, sleep meditation, but I think developing this one specific skill is creating the scene yourself entirely. Um, there's nothing wrong with the hypnosis. Falling asleep with the sleep meditations can dramatically help you, change your concept of yourself and things like that. But I think that manually doing it yourself as well, like throughout the day, or do the leaf exercise before you listen to the hypnotherapy, you will have a higher attention to retain those feeling states that you're listening to, as you're falling asleep, have, better success with the faster, and doing it throughout the day, developing that attention. And this may be a part of what you've hypnotized yourself and impressed the subconscious mind with already. Knowing this skill, this video may have been brought to you, so you start applying, do this leaf exercise, get this leaf exercise, do this. And this may have been brought to you because of what you've impressed into the subconscious mind. And I know that that's what happened to me. That's why it was led to me, why I created it. All right. So just got in. Appreciate your videos. Love to the chat. All right. Diesel 96. I'm going to try this right now with my father. But I have a feeling he's about to fire me. Let's see how life goes. Don't have that feeling. Well, it may be leading you to something better too. Manifesting more money for the holidays with your channel. All right. Yes, absolutely. It's already there. It's already yours. I work with, okay, so can you do a live about Neville Goddard's revision technique? Yes. I think I have a note on that already. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I was going to do the pruning shears of revision, awakened imagination. Let's see here. I was going to cover on revision. I have that ready. I'm preparing it now. It's not quite ready, but I'm going to do some more on my prison, what I learned and my prison sentence this week. And then next week, we'll probably start maybe revision. I have quite a few different topics. Everybody's got great ideas today. Brand Rising, damn, or you blew up. I remember 2 years ago, insane, you manifested this. Yeah, well, right there, I'm giving you the secret. The leaf exercise. The leaf exercise. That will get you to the next level. That'll get you to the next level. If you want to create your own YouTube channel, you want to create your own business, you want to, anything that you want to create, you can master this one skill with the leaf exercise. You got it. Joe Oliva. Okay. Hey, all great lessons here. Pay close attention. Pay close attention. That's another part about attention with the leaf exercise. You will have a really, really high level of attention. Really, really high level of attention. So once you pay attention, pay attention long enough and you use the skills, then you'll find that attention will pay you. Attention will pay you. Okay. If you can master attention, pay attention, attention will pay you. A maple leaf works for me in a varying fall. Yes. Yeah. You can create any colors you want, whatever's the most familiar to you. Carrie Ann, I'm able to visualize with my eyes open. I'm constantly counting leaves and visualizing from the scene, feeling every chance I get. I'm always putting myself in the feeling of my wish already fulfilled. I've heard that before. I've never really tried that with my eyes open, but that might be a really good practice because I think it would be more difficult, to imagine that with my eyes open, not reacting to what my eyes are seeing in the hologram or the simulation, creating that visual scene in my imagination at the same time. I don't know about that. Okay, so I'm trying to save my family from debts. Your family's already saved. Yes. Well, that should be pretty simple. Should be pretty simple for you. If you really dedicated yourself to doing that, you're already on the right path if you're here. That's for sure. Yeah, I made it to alive. All right. So SG, does it have to be in grass? Allergies. What other scene could be used? Beach, maybe? Walking in the sand? Sure, you could. But if you have allergies, that could be something that you could conquer as well. you know, within this simulation or this exercise. You know, if you have allergies now, you know, doesn't mean you have to have allergies in your imagination. Conquer that skill as well, overcome your allergies, you know, using that, I think is awesome. I think it'd be a good practice to do. Keep it in grass, but if you don't want to, if you enjoy having allergies, then do it in the sand. But if you wanted to conquer that as well, you know, that also demonstrates, you know, how the simulation isn't real. If you were to go in your imagination, make it real with the grass, but you don't have the allergies anymore within there. You can control that. You have that ability. The real world is your imagination, and if you can create a scene in grass, you don't have allergies, you'll see that outcome in your three-dimensional world as well. Doctors will even say it's a miracle. It's a miracle you don't have allergies anymore. All right, so Cassandra, should you do this exercise in an uncomfortable position to avoid falling asleep? I always did it sitting up, with my back completely straight. I would be sitting completely straight because I found that's one thing I didn't note here. But what made it easier for me is having my body completely concentrated as well while I'm doing it. When I find my body is concentrated, I can focus better. My mind can focus better because I was having so much difficulty at first with this. I would have to sit straight up with my eyes closed and my body was completely erect, but sitting with my back completely straight, then I was able to concentrate better. But if you are going to lay down and do it, yeah, I would make sure that you're in a position where you're not going to fall asleep. At least do it, yeah. See, Malin Patel, Annie, I'm the same. I see it with clear eyes open. Okay. Never tried that. I just bought your 10K challenge workshop. Is the leaf exercise completely separate? What is in the 10K challenge? You should have got the 10. If you did purchase the 10K challenge workshop, we would have emailed you a PDF, a link to the PDF where you can print it out, view it. So I'll cover that in detail. I can cover that exercise as well in a live 10K challenge. But the leaf exercise is different. It is a completely separate vaginal act. And I find that the counting $100 bills is also powerful. But when you're counting a leaf, I think there's a big difference because you're not directly trying to manifest something with the leaf exercise. You're just doing the inner work. And I think you change your concept of yourself while you're doing that. So I think that the leaf exercise is better for mastering your attention and developing the muscle of the mind to be able to hold it in the scene, because you don't have something that's stimulating you. You know, you're stimulating yourself. You're creating the scene yourself, not directly manifesting something and thinking about an outcome. You know, you're not focused on the outcome of it, of getting $100 bills. You're developing yourself. You're developing your mind for you without any, thoughts of an outcome or expectation of what you're getting out of it. I think that's a big part of developing the mind and connecting to God and connecting to the subconscious without without expecting specific outcome. So I think that's why I highly recommend this course. But like I said, the very first link in the description will take you right to the download page. The very first link in the description, it's on www.elmerlockerjr.com if you wanted to go that way. But I put the link in the description. It's the very first link. Eyes open is amazing. Never tried that. I like to just find that when my eyes are closed, I can really create the scene because, my eyes are closed and I really feel myself in the scene. I don't know. Okay. Did you ever have to deal with beating boredom? Yeah, before I really mastered the movements of my mind, I did, but I'm never bored now. There's always so much to create. There's like an endless amount of things to do. Once you develop this part of the mind, it's impossible to be bored. It's seriously impossible to be bored. You're just in love with life. Point. And once you develop this skill, like your depression is going to be gone. Your sadness is going to be gone. You're going to be grateful. You're going to be present. You're going to be in total control of things that happen to you and realize everything that you have the ability to create now. Very, very simply. you please explain about spiritual awakening? Sure. I actually have a topic that I'm going to cover, about spiritual awakening. I'm detaching from the three-dimensional world was a big part of this. Detaching from the three-dimensional world and waking up spiritually, and observing your thoughts, like being, be be outside of yourself and view your thoughts from outside of you. Realize that your thoughts are not you. Was a big part of the spiritual awakening. But I'm going to cover that in another live, in depth and detail. Imagine a world without allergies. There you go. Imagine a world without allergies. Thanks for doing these lives. You're welcome. I love doing them. So thank you all, actually. I mean, I should be thanking you guys, really, that I even have the ability to do having that. I appreciate all of you more than you appreciate me, probably. Or maybe the same. Maybe the same. Wonderful exercise. Wonderful exercise. Oh, I gotta jump off the live, but I will be back tomorrow, guys. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.